De los países que se están yendo a la mierda además de su política inservible es Estados Unidos, que en los últimos años este país ha demostrado ser demasiado frágil y no fuerte como alardean ser, de que pueden afrontar los problemas. Sin embargo, estas protestas que están ocurriendo en estos precisos momentos en varios estados de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica, estas protestas tituladas No Kings, traducido al español como No Reyes o No Rey, refleja muy bien cómo el coraje de la gente nacida en Estados Unidos y la gente inmigrante de otros países que vinieron a Estados Unidos por razones obvias o razones pues falta de trabajo e incluso una mejor vida. Estas protestas reflejan muy bien el descontento que tiene el pueblo estadounidense, seas inmigrante o nacido allí, que tienen contra su gobierno el presidente Donald Trump. Por más que intentes disimular o decir de que todo está bien, realmente las cosas no pintan para nada bien para el pueblo, porque a lo que yo sé, lo importante aquí no es tanto quién esté, alardeando y diciendo que todo está mejor, cuando realmente lo que importa aquí es el pueblo y su propia opinión. Algo así como lo que ocurre en México en estos últimos días, de que las inundaciones que ocurrieron en Poza Rica y toda la devastación que ha ocurrido, la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum dice que no hay nada de qué preocuparse, de que incluso le dijo a uno de los políticos allí, antes de dar el discurso, de que no digas cuántos estados fueron afectados. Este tipo de acciones que hacen los presidentes, gobernadores y políticos de tratar de ocultarnos y pintarnos una realidad diferente a lo que está pasando, no es nada nuevo, no es nada parecido a lo que ha ocurrido a otros países, ya que cada uno lleva su propia política de forma indiscretamente nefasta, ya sea derecha o izquierda, cualquier presidente lo hace. Es algo triste que la mayoría de la gente que fue a trabajar a Estados Unidos a buscar una mejor vida, ya sea de que sus gobiernos no los hayan tratado de forma digna o no les hayan dado lo que ellos necesitaban por derecho y por ley y dignidad humana, ahora que están en Estados Unidos viviendo, se están afrontando a una terrible pesadilla, de que las cosas no parecen pintar para nada bien. El siguiente video que te voy a mostrar es un poco de lo que está ocurriendo en estas protestas masivas.
Again, we have these elected officials who are just here marching because they want to center the voices of the people. So we'll let you hear from Representative Scott Peters in one moment, and also from a grandmother who is here on this beautiful San Diego day because she says she needs to fight for what she believes in the name of her grandchildren. Take a listen.
Since we're in the middle of this government shutdown.
That is a great question. We don't have a guesstimate yet. We're waiting to hear that number from the officials. That 70,000 number came from the last downtown march during the first round of No Kings back in June. But again, the event organizers expect this event to be even bigger. There are a couple downtown marches that are merging today. So we'll wait to see when we get those official numbers. But there are a lot of people here. And yes, I've asked them, do the stakes feel higher now than they did back in the spring? And the answer has unanimously been yes. People say because of the deployment of federal agents in the military in big cities, in Democratic-leaning cities, and of course because of the ICE enforcement, they feel like they have absolutely no choice. There was not an option to go to the beach today. They feel like they have to be here standing in unity and solidarity and showing that they push back, they want to create headwinds for this administration, not just by marching today on the streets, but of course, like I said, also by voting on November 4th.
And Joey, in terms of a police presence, what have you seen while you've been there? Is there a heavy police presence? I know these protesters have said that they have every intention of keeping things peaceful.
Yes, the protesters have articulated that time and time again. There is absolutely a heavy police presence here today. We spoke to San Diego police yesterday. They said any agitators would be held fully accountable, but they weren't expecting any trouble. We haven't seen any trouble. Before the march began, we saw the police working hard with event organizers by their side to ensure that this crowd was orderly, and people seem to be taking their directives very seriously.
You know, I know you've been talking with a lot of those protesters who are out there right now, and, you know, they are going ahead and protesting and raising their voices to a lot of the Trump administration's policies. What do they want to accomplish? Because at this point, do they really feel these protests are going to propel some change in any of this? Like, what is their goal?
That's a great question. The folks I've spoken to say no, they're not expecting the president to look at this and suddenly have a change of heart or change his policies. But they feel like it's important to show their fellow citizens that they are out here, that they are taking a stand, and of course that they are exercising their constitutional right. Like I said, a lot of people feel like the institutions, the checks and balances in Congress, the judiciary, are not doing what they're supposed to do. So they feel like that power falls to the people to stand up and say, no, we will not stand for this. But of course they say it's going to the ballot box that will actually make a tangible difference in terms of policy. And of course what they really want is to win back the House in the midterm elections next year. And they feel that's only possible if they pass Prop 50.
All right, Joe.
I know I keep bringing up Prop 50, but that is what we're hearing today over and over again. I'm so sorry to cut you off, Michelle, but we keep hearing people say this is really a great canvassing effort for Prop 50.
All right.
And that's different from the last march.
And if you can you walk us through right now what the route is, where these protesters are headed, and what happens next from here?
Absolutely. So it's a couple block radius. It's the same route.
Ante esto, el presidente Donald Trump comenzó nuevamente a contraatacar a aquellos opositores de su política. Incluso también se estaba hablando de que los culpables eran de Argentina y de Chile, cuya economía, según él, estaba demasiado mal y que esto era un sinónimo de que la economía de estos dos países ya mencionados podía afectar de manera significativa y negativamente a Estados Unidos. Además de nuevamente de contraatacar a Venezuela y culpar nuevamente a España, en el discurso que vas a escuchar a continuación se puede ver y se puede interpretar sus palabras según como tú lo quieras escuchar, de que Australia, por ejemplo, estaba en una condición simplemente difícil y que Estados Unidos las cosas se hacen bien, así como, según él, en sus palabras, nada de lo que dicen los medios de comunicación que están contra de él ha sido cierto. Pero como siempre lo he dicho, la última palabra la tendrás tú.
I would say because of tariffs, 4 or 5 of them were settled. It's an amazing thing, the power of tariffs in terms of our country, but tariffs have always been used against us. We never use them against anywhere else, and now you have a president that for national security reasons and other reasons is using them, and we've become a very rich nation again and a very secure nation again, but we've also become a nation that used that power of tariffs and the power of trade to settle 5 of the 8 wars that I said. I settled 8. I'm very proud of that. Nobody else has settled 1. I don't think there's been an American president that settled 1. I think there probably hasn't been outside of the 2 countries involved, or however many are at war. I don't think there's ever been an outside country that settled a war, period. So I settled 8 in 8 months. I'm proud of that. Now, in the meantime, I'm running a country that's right now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We were dead. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country in the world, economically and otherwise. So, but I will say this, Australia pays very low tariffs. Very, very low tariffs. In fact, Australia pays among the lowest tariffs. Go ahead.
Been concerned in Australia that it's taken 9 months to get this meeting. Have you had any concerns with this administration with the stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about me? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead. No, you went. Go ahead, behind you.
Mr. President, your Secretary of the Navy said there will be some clarifications around some ambiguities on AUKUS. Can you tell us?
Well, he'll get that taken care of. These are just minor details that he'll take. John, you're going to get that taken care of, right? There shouldn't be any more clarifications because we're just going now full steam ahead building. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Are you now satisfied with Australia's defence investment, or do you want Australia to invest more in defence?
Well, I'd always like more, but they have to do what they have to do. You know, you can only do so much. I think they've been great. They're building magnificent holding pads for the submarines. It's going to be expensive, too. You wouldn't believe the level of complexity, right, and how expensive it is. They're building tremendous docking because they have a lot of ships and a lot of things happening. And I think their military has been very strong, very, very strong. Over here, please.
Mr. President, on the war that you haven't solved yet, the Ukraine-Russia situation, have you now blocked in a meeting? And can you explain, just a few weeks ago at Ante, you said that Ukraine could possibly win the war and
well, they could.
Territory, but now
they could still win it. I don't think they will, but they could still win it. I never said they would win it. I said they could win. Anything can happen. You know, war is a very strange thing. A lot of bad things happen, a lot of good things happen. If you look at the Middle East, I would say prior to us hitting Iran so hard, we could have never made that deal because you would have had a dark cloud over the Middle East when we took out their nuclear capability, which was one of the great military maneuvers of all time. It was flawless. You saw that. Those magnificent B-2s. I mean, that was a flawless move that was done by some very talented people headed up by Pete and everybody else and our great generals and General in particular, Raisin Cane.
Ha sintonizado Surd Horror y nos vemos en otro próximo video.